All right, guys, so I've been wanting to post this for a while. I've been sitting on these parts for I don't know how long now. Been wanting to get this done. Honestly, it only took me a couple of hours. I've already been into this project. What I wanted to do was automate the sunroof in this vehicle to make it to where you press the switch one time, just press and release, and the sunroof goes all the way back, and you press it and release and the sunroof comes all the way forward. It's easy enough to do. I don't know why they have it set up the way that they do, but if you're frustrated with it, if you're tired of it, when it goes back, you've got like 3 different rear settings that you have to, hold the button 3 different times. It's stupid. It's just stupid. So what I've used to automate this are these little tiny microcontrollers. You can get them on Amazon. Terribly sorry about the lighting. It's, I don't know, dusk right now. Here is the box for one of them. The instructions for this and videos, tutorials, you will find at this link. And the model is the 5 amp. They have a 5 and a 10. You're not actually interfacing with the motors. You're interfacing with a voltage limiter and some other circuitry. So you don't have to worry about voltage limiter. You can just directly, essentially take these wires, put them to ground, and the thing will open or close. This microcontroller allows you to do that on a timed circuit. So it will only give you your output for a certain amount of time. That's important when you're opening it because you have to give it 3 separate pulses, essentially. So let's see what I'm working with here. So this is the console that that you normally have between your visors, and we'll just hit the switch once for reverse, and the sunroof opens, and it stops like it does, but then it goes back again, and it stops, and then it goes all the way back. All right, that's one button press. And let's go forward, and it'll close. Now you'll notice that there is another closed setting. When you hit closed again, it will like notch open. You still have that functionality. All right. You'll need to wait for a second or two for the microcontroller to stop telling the system to go forward. But while we're at this, the reason I wanted it notched up like this was because when I went to open this thing, I hadn't opened my sunroof in a while. It's binding up. It won't go all the way forward. It stops about, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 inches out, and it binds up. Bummer. Looking in the forums, people are saying you got to replace this, that, and the other. No, you don't. If you take a look here, you can see some of the areas that have re-greased on this. The tracks that these wheels slide in, I clean those up and re-grease those too. You can just use regular old grease and use a Q-tip to apply it. Use a Q-tip to clean those channels out. And I mean, that's 100% for me. So to put this back down, you'll do this and it'll open a little bit, but whatever. So when you're programming these microcontrollers, if you go through the website, you go through this document, it's this big long document. There's about 1 million different ways to program these, but it is pretty simple once you get it. Okay, so to go back, it's, option number 18 in the first menu and option number 8 in the second menu for a negative output. To go forward, it's option number 14 and again option number 8 in the second menu. That's it. To program it to go back, you just hold one of the programming buttons for the timer, for the white timer, for, I don't know, about 8 seconds. Release, another second. Release, another second. What that gives you is that about an 8-second pulse to go back, and then it hits this stop that's part of the vehicle's programming. It releases, it goes back, it releases, it goes back again. So that's what that'll give you. Really, really cool little project. Another thing I wanted to point out, let me just close the sunroof, was the accessory here. Okay, so the wiring on this, this is forward, or black, I'll say that. Black is forward, orange is reverse, and then brown here is like this accessory lead. This little black wire you don't use at all, okay? But this brown, this light brown, looks like the light brown M&Ms, is an awesome accessory lead. If you're putting in your own deck, in one of these stinking things, when you pull the factory deck out, you put your own deck in, you lose accessory. It was like this data lead, whatever. You come up here, you grab it, and as you can see I did, and you just run it down your A-pillar into your deck. And now when you turn off your vehicle, which my vehicle is running currently, okay, the deck stays on until you open a door. Boom. Okay, that's this accessory lead right here. That's what we're looking at. Really cool. So that's, I don't know, 3 little tips for you guys. If you have any problems with this, if you want to undertake this and this project with the microcontrollers, and you've never really worked with electronics, it's not too difficult. If you take a look at where I cut these wires, there is a ton of wire on this side. I should have cut this a little bit higher and given myself some length. So if you make those cuts, trace the wires back to about here before you make those cuts. This is a 2003 Hummer. You know, your wiring might be a little bit different later on. Take a look in the forums if it is, see if you can find out how to do this. But yeah, if you're installing really anything in the vehicle, this is where you go to get the accessory. It's really kick butt. So good luck with your projects out there, guys. Enjoy your day.